Let's go.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we'll get into your new EP soon. But yeah, I just wanted to chat to you about your journey, and I'd love to know a little bit about your musical journey so far.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, when you started singing and writing music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I started playing guitar when I was about I think I was 8 years old. Yeah. I actually did a bit of ukulele as well before that, but you know, I don't know if that quite counts. But yeah, and then yeah, I considered myself a guitarist for probably another 6 years, probably actually longer to be honest. And then yeah, I got into kind of production stuff a little bit when I was about 14 years old. I was making stuff on GarageBand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's kind of I was making all these beats and stuff. And they were real kind of what I call it, psych soul beats. They were real trippy.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, oh, I need to have some vocals on these these instrumentals to make them feel like they're gonna connect, you know?
Yeah.
Because they were a little bit boring at the time. It's just instrumental. So that's when I started singing. I was like, oh, no one else is gonna do it. So I just kind of started, and then yeah, I was pretty shy at the start. Kind of was like, I'd only do it in my room, you know, down in this little basement at my mate's house. But yeah, and then yeah, I formed this band called Cloak Bay, maybe about kind of around the similar time. What I mean, about 15 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I started playing live music and stuff, doing some shows for the next maybe 4 years.
And did you love it straight away? Were you just like...
Yeah, nah, that was I kind of had, being on stage?
Yeah.
I liked being on stage and I liked playing music, but I wasn't so fond of singing. That was the thing I was scared of. I used to be really quiet and no one could hear me. Everyone was like, oh, bro, you need to sing louder and stuff. And I was like, nah. And so it did take a bit of I don't know, I was pretty shocking at the start, I think. But yeah, and then, yeah, that kind of, did that for a bit, and then I started doing some more solo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, released some GarageBand demo on Spotify, and
Amazing.
And then, yeah, met Benny, and after that, everything's been pretty good from there.
Yeah, so you were one of the first artists to get signed to Benny's label, Olive Records, which is incredible. How did that come about, and how did you meet?
Well, that was from that song. That was from that GarageBand demo. So I was still cranking on. I couldn't afford Logic, so I just worked on GarageBand. Well, I think she found it through Cloak Bay. So she told me that her mate at the time, one of her mates or something, had showed her Cloak Bay. She really got into it, and then she found me through that, and then yeah, and then she told me it was her favorite song for 4 months or something. Just listening to it on repeat, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then so she DM'd me about it, and then yeah, everything kind of followed after that. Yeah, it's been great.
That's been great. That sounds so cool. So yeah, congrats on your new EP hitting X.
Yeah,
how'd you land on the name for that one?
Well, this is actually I've been working on this EP for well, I guess probably 4 years. So
wow.
There was the first version of the EP I actually sent to Benny after so that was originally supposed to come out until she told me not to release it, which I'm actually quite happy about, because now I listen back at it, I'm like, oh, those were pretty dusty. But yeah, so I've the song Heading East though is I had that on the old one, and now it's on the new one as well. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
Yeah. And I think that's so important, just to take your time with music. And
yeah,
I guess
sure.
In the industry there's that feeling of wanting to rush it to get it out, because obviously you're so excited about some of the new music you're creating. So
yeah,
there's that pressure that you put on yourself to be I need to release this right now.
Oh my god.
But, yeah.
You gotta wait, eh? I'm already on the new stuff. I'm going man, this is old to me.
Yeah.
But some of these songs, even the more recent ones are still 8, 9, not even longer, even a year old. you know. So it takes a while for things to like, you know, they got to simmer for a bit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone got to get used to them.
And yeah, and I bet it's such a nice feeling to just
finally release. Yeah,
yeah.
I can stop like listening to them and going, oh, that's wrong and that's wrong.
Yeah.
Finally done. Yeah, on to the next.
Yeah. And what were your artistic influences? With this EP.
With this EP? Well, it's pretty broad. There's quite a lot of there's heaps of different influences on it. So it actually was quite a task to try and put them into just like 6 songs.
Yeah.
I had, because there's kind of more house, like poppy stuff, like Find Me, and then there's like I've got kind of more like R&B soul stuff, you know, maybe even slightly more like acoustic kind of vibes.
Yeah.
You know, a bit more indie things like towards the middle, and then there's some more like dub and reggae stuff, and some housey stuff, and funk. You know, it's so like each song has a different thing, and they're all taken from different parts, I guess, different influences throughout these 3 years I've been writing.
Amazing.
But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to list them because it was so many. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. But a range of different.
Yeah, just everything.
Influence.
It's kind of like, it's just like a little journey, you know, of a bunch of experiences and influences I've had over this 3 years. So that's it's just a snippet of that, you know. I might have written maybe like 30 songs around it, but then, you know, trying to piece those all together to make something cohesive was a whole different task. So that's in that. I hope it works.
Like when we first heard your first single off the EP,
oh yeah,
Find Me, I was just like, oh, this is such an incredible track. All your music makes you want to dance. Get up and dance. So that's like makes sense with the theme of the song. Yeah. And the horn lines are so sick.
Oh yeah.
As well. I really enjoyed that.
Cheers.
Yeah, so good. You can just sing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you tell us about the concept of this track and what inspired you to write it?
With this one, I was I'm like really into what like K-Tronada and stuff, and like all of like those kind of tracks are like that was like the main influence I think for this song.
Yeah.
And so I literally like, it was pretty simple, you know. It's not like it's this deep and meaningful song, you know. It's like, it's just, what happened was we got the track, and usually when I'm like writing, I'll just go into the booth and then just freestyle a bunch of melodies or rhythms and stuff. And that was like, I think I was just like, come on and dance, because it just felt like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it seemed kind of corny, you know, and I was like, but it just works, you know. So yeah, that was kind of like, there wasn't nothing too crazy to that song. It's just like kind of fun. And
so fun.
Yeah, it's good fun to play live, you know. I think that's the main thing. Like we always play it at the end of the set, and then like they go off on some solos and shit. And
totally. Yeah, that's one of the ones that you can kind of like stand it out. Like
we can just we just draw it out, and you know, it makes it's a good time for sure.
Yeah, nice. And Simple Pleasures.
Yes.
I want to talk about this track. So how did this one come about?
I think this one this was after I actually wrote this after the first lockdown, I think. So it was literally just like, kind of says it in the name. Another one, like there's these 2 songs are like the ones that, you know, they've said it in the name, you know.
Yeah.
One's Find Me is about dancing, and Simple Pleasures is about simple pleasures.
Yep. Self-explanatory.
You know, when we were in lockdown and stuff, we had to, you know, literally just enjoy the coffee in the morning, 100%. And some food, hanging out with your flatties or your family or your, you know, your mates. Or maybe not your mates, maybe just hanging out by yourself and just kind of trying to, because you couldn't really go out and do anything, you know, so that was kind of where that.
And were you in lockdown in Raglan, or where were you based?
I was locked down in Coromandel.
Oh, that's a nice place to get locked down.
Yeah, I was at my mum's place. It was real nice. I snuck out, maybe did a bit of fishing.
Oh, nice.
Bit of surfing. But yeah, no, it was it was good. I think I much rather being there for the lockdown than when I was here for the lockdown in Auckland.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, there was a longer lockdown period in Auckland, so that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Coromandel was so nice and beautiful.
Yeah, you don't even really feel like you're locked down. You just can't go near anyone. But like, that's fine when you're just. It was like a leisure time for me. I was like, oh, this is good,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was where that came from.
That's so. Yeah. And found in Nairobi.
Yes.
Assuming that you went to Nairobi.
Yes, so that's
the song. What's the song?
No, I didn't write it in Nairobi. No.
Okay.
So I was. I am Kenyan. So when I was, that's obviously the capital of Kenya.
Yeah.
And then when I was 14. I went, like, I've been back and forth a couple of times.
Amazing.
And I was staying, my family lives in this place called Athi River, and it's about 40-50 minutes out of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And one time my cousin, my 12-year-old cousin, really wanted to go to this fair in Nairobi. And so I was there, and he was like, yeah, come with me. And then I was like, sweet, all right. So we went, and it was just me and him, and I was 14, like, kind of Kiwi Kenyan dude. So actually I can't speak any Swahili or anything, and I was just like, you feel a little bit lost already. So we went to this fair with him, and my mum's freaking out, going, I don't know if I want them to go.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting our money stolen, like, by these, like, we got fully conned. And one of them was like a full, like, druggie. I think he was, a bit of a junkie. And he started chasing us around this, like...
Oh no, that's not a good situation.
Yeah, chasing us around this fair. It was pretty fucking crazy, eh? And then, managed to, like, find these quad bike guys who were running this part of the fair. And they were like, just, like, go away, because we were like, just kids,
Yeah.
And then they managed to shoo them away, but then we didn't really have much money to get home, so...
Yeah.
That was where it was inspired from. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. But
No.
That was like I was lost. We were lost in Nairobi, and then it kind of gets deeper, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll write a deep song about, like, growing up here as a Kenyan, and not really like just finding my place, in New Zealand, and finding my place in Kenya. So I went and found in Nairobi. Yeah.
Love it. That's so cool. That's like a movie scene.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. I'm pretty happy that we made it home.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad you did too. And here you are now.
And here I am, yeah.
Releasing your EP.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I'm quite glad not to be in that situation anymore.
Yeah.
But it's funny now.
Wow, that's a big story. What were your main highlights working on this EP? You've worked with like writers like Josh Fountain on this one. What were your highlights?
I think polishing everything off. Polishing everything off was my favorite part, because I've always dreamed of, like, wanting to go to, like, I've been to, like, Roundhead Studios and stuff, and like a couple of times, but it's always for other people's things.
Yeah.
But I've never been for, like, my own stuff, just having the whole studio to yourself, and then having, we had a whole crew of people just come in, like musicians, and we had Josh Fountain and Jason Shushkoff, and then Joe Captain came in doing keys, and Ezra Donnelly on the drums, and a bunch of vocalists and stuff just to finish everything off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was like my favorite part, just kind of having all the songs done and like the production there.
Yeah.
But like, and I could have released it at this point, but I just just that extra bit of work to make it like, to kind of push it to the next level. So yeah, I think that was my favorite part for sure.
That's amazing. That's so cool. And you're going on a nationwide tour in October.
Yeah.
You must be stoked.
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
pumped. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm playing Hollywood, so
Nice.
we're in Auckland. So I went and watched Use of Days there. Not too long ago, and I was like,
Amazing.
fuck, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I want to play this bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good to it's gonna be good to play there. But yeah, I think just being able to play new songs as well, that's gonna be nice. As much as I love playing music and stuff, live shows. Sometimes playing the same songs gets a little bit repetitive.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So it's going to be nice to like, mix it up a little bit.
And talking about like New Zealand artists and things like that, do you have any favourite New Zealand artists at the moment, and any songs in particular that you can get on?
I think it would have to be Cerebi and Junior Oaks at the moment for me.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I think those are my, they're at the top of my list right now. It's actually going to be sick because I got Junior Oaks coming with me on the tour. So I just really enjoy their music. It's nice. It's kind of jazzy, kind of lo-fi, slightly hip-hoppy vibes,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good time.
All right, and that's all my questions. I got one more.
Oh yeah? Okay.
We end a lot of our interviews with this question. It's
Okay.
a deep one.
Oh, it's a deep one. All right, shit.
So if you could say one thing
Yep.
to every person in the world, what would it be?
Oh, that is a fucking deep question, isn't it? What I would say, maybe enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. You've only got one.
Yeah.
Some people believe you've got another, but you might as well enjoy this one too.
Yeah.
So,
That's
have a good time.
Enjoy the simple pleasures.
Exactly.
you go.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Enjoy the simple pleasures.
And that's a wrap.
That didn't go right, did it? Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting to us. That was amazing. And yeah, the EP sounds incredible. And yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Cheers.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, it's going to be just having them around is what their music. Fuck, sorry, I'm fully getting mixed up on my words right now. Sorry, fuck. What was I saying? I was saying something about the music being really great.
Yeah.
That's good.